Algo extraño pero hermoso está cambiando mi vida. Me despierto y miro todo con mucho más alegría y siente en mi alma un regocijo que estremece mis sentidos, que sacude mi pecho y que abre mis oídos. Y es que al fin yo he encontrado lo que tanto había buscado. Hábitat es para mí.
To me, habitat is God's response to a mother's cry for help. I cried out to God, and God's response to me was habitat.
Buscar al Señor, que me llenara de Él, que siguiera sus pasos por el camino del bien. ¡Daniel! Creo que tener un hogar,
to have a home, for people who haven't had a home before,
no lo hemos disfrutado, encierra
it's security.
¡Apúrese! ¡Apúrese! Es como algo así como el...
It's what keeps my children secure. It's what makes the birds sing during the morning, and where their mother can take care of them. It's where I hug my children and make them warm at night. When we lived in the old shack, I remember, it was in December. There was a lot of wind, and it was very cold, and the rats would come all over me. My children were always very scared of the wind and the rain. They were afraid of the sound that the boards would make. But not anymore. They feel a lot safer now in their new home. That's why today they're confident and sure of themselves. Before, they were unmotivated. Everything was dirty. They had no place to write. Now they have a much cleaner place and a lot more space to study. They do very, very well in school now. We have a kitchen, which is my space, where I can make my family dinners and lunches, where I can give them everything I make with love. A lot of people built my house, people who came of their own will, of their own heart, and they all worked very hard. We didn't have problems that had to do with color, or race, or religion, not even language. We all spoke the same language. It was almost that through just gestures we understood each other. Telepathically, we knew what each of us was thinking, what we wanted to do. The day when my house was finished, it was a very special day. I remember climbing the hill, and I was coming with my children. They were right by my side. Maybe because for me, I always talk a lot, and I express very well what I feel. But when I have to say what I felt that day, I have no words. I have no words to describe what I felt. It was something incredible. It was a mix of security, dignity, pride, and satisfaction. Ever since we built this house with Habitat, I've turned into a very different person. I feel very proud of who I am. I'm proud of how far I've come. Now my children are also proud of me, which makes me feel very good, because they saw that with my own hands I stood up and I built my own house.
Desde un tiempo en adelante me he venido dando cuenta que no era nada bueno lo que tenía en la cabeza, y es que el mundo está ciego y no se permite ver que el Señor...
Now I believe in humanity. Now I believe that we can do something better in our lives. I feel very proud to be part of the Habitat family.
Y es que el mundo está ciego.
That's 10 yards. So when you get there, cut.
I'm Stephanie Josine. I have 2 sons, ages 15 and 11. They've been my rock, they've been my strength, they've been my joy.
That's my house.
Moving into your own house through Habitat for Humanity is not just moving into a house. It's more than just the physical building. It's moving into a different frame of mind, a different feeling of self. My kitchen in the apartment that we lived in before here, you would take a glass out of the cabinet and you'd have to rinse it out because you never knew what was in the glass.
I woke up one day and I saw a rat on my bed, and I was very scared.
We had no heat for 4 months.
We had to use space heaters. We were sometimes afraid when we used the space heaters that things would catch on fire.
It was horrible. That's why Habitat is because it's an organization made up of people that care about quality of life. You have to struggle to put food on the table or pay the electric bill or pay the rent. They didn't have a home. And I wanted to give that to my children, something that I know is so important. On the first morning that we woke up in my house, we took a shower. It's the most incredible feeling. It was my shower. We helped paint the bathroom. I think Valentine helped put down some of the bathroom tile on the floor. The water came out, boosh! And it was so wonderful. It felt so good. But honestly and truly, now that I think about it right at this moment, I almost feel like that shower, I was washing off the old Stephanie, the old renter, the old feeling of unaccomplishment and not being probably the best mother that I knew how to be. I was going to step out of that shower and I was going to be a homeowner.
I don't know if you can see it through the trees, but there's a window right in the middle, and that's my brother's room. And I don't think you can see it, but there's a window right next to the middle one is my room.
But come over the sidewalk.
The change that I saw on my children, it was like a total transformation. It was like the butterfly from the little cocoon. It was just like watching them fly. It was watching them blossom and take more pride in their schoolwork and taking more pride in themselves. It was like metamorphosis, if you will. The thing that unites all of us together as Habitat homeowners is not the fact that we own a Habitat home, but that we've helped to create that home. We've helped to build that home, and that we know that we all worked for the same common goal. Even though my house is here in Boston and Sarai's is in Costa Rica, no matter where that house is built, everyone had the same dream, we had the same conviction, the same purpose, to give our families a better quality of life. We share a feeling of self-worth. We share a feeling of accomplishment. We share a feeling of knowing that our children may not have to struggle like we struggled because we've given them a base in which to start building their life.
The best thing about my mother is that she put me in this house to live, and that's what I just want to thank her for that.
If I could thank all the volunteers around the world, I would give them all, each, a great big hug.
So good about being in this house is that I have my own room, and it's okay to be. It's okay to ride my bike around this neighborhood knowing that nobody will steal it from me.
If I could say it in every language, I would. But I can only say that know deep in your heart that you have helped my family, my children, and others like me own their own dream, complete their own dream, achieve their own dream of owning their own home, knowing that they are home now. Everybody is home. The light is on. and we are happy.